standard template library in C++. So, to make our programming easy, right, we have this special feature STL in C++. This is the no main source of motivation for Python programming, because in Python it has inbuilt STL. Everything is implemented as STL in Python programming, getting inspired from the C++ STL libraries. So, what is this STL? It is a set of template classes and functions that provides the implementation of common data structures like list, stack, array, sorting, searching, etc. Okay. So, there are some predefined classes and functions which we can use, and the implementation of these data structures and algorithms becomes very easy. Okay. So, in C or C++, to do sorting of an array, given a list of elements, if I want to do sorting, I have to write the logic, you have to follow some algorithm, maybe you have to go for quick sort, or you can go for merge sort, some sorting technique you will be using, you will be writing the logic. Whereas in Python programming, if you see, if I want to sort, I can quickly do it using sort function. Okay. So, this is a function which I can apply on a data structure, that is an array, which can do that job, which is little difficult here, not difficult, but we have to write the whole code in C and C++, whereas in Python it is very easy. So, in C++ we have this additional feature STL. So, standard template library provides a set of classes and functions with which implementation of DSA is very easy, right. So, it provides iterators, functors, algorithms and containers, right. So, for us in our syllabus we are having only the container, algorithm and iterators. Okay. Container, algorithms and iterators. Okay. In that too, in container only 3 things we have to study, anyhow we will try to see them, right. So, it is a generalized library, STL is a generalized library. So, we can use it with almost every data type without repeating the implementation code. You need not write, that is what we have studied templates. You can write a template, that template will work for any given data type. Same way for all these things, for all these stacks, linked list, arrays, anything, any data structures, irrespective of the data type, we can use these STL. Okay. So, generally there are 4 components of a standard template library: containers, algorithms, iterators and functors. Okay. So, what are each of them? Let us try to explore. First one, containers, right. So, containers are data structures used to store objects and data according to the requirement, right. So, array is one container, what you know, linked list is one container, what we know, right. Stack is one container. Like this, these are not exactly the container here in C++, but you can assume that these are some containers because they store some data. Okay. They store some data with them. Each container is implemented as a template class that also contains the methods to perform basic operations on it. See, if I declare an int array like this, int a of 5, if I want to, or I have assigned some values here, I have assigned some values like this. Now, if I want to sort this array, I have to write the logic, I have to implement it. Okay. You want to find out maximum of this, you want to find out minimum of this, right. For all those things you have to write the logic, that is what generally happens in our programming, right. But if you are using STL, okay, it all along with that template class, it also gives methods which you can directly apply on these arrays, or in this example you can apply on this array, which can do the sorting, minimum, maximum, whatever you want. Okay. Then every STL container is defined inside its own header file. Every STL container is defined inside its own header file, meaning there are different header files which have to be included to implement STL. Okay. Further, STL are classified into 4 different types: sequence containers, container adapters, associative containers, unordered associated containers. Okay. So, we will be covering what is there in our syllabus, right. So, these 4 are different types of containers. What is container? They are data structure which are used to store objects and data as per our requirement. In that, the first category, that is sequence containers. The first one in containers, sequence container. So, what we are seeing? We are saying that STL in C++ has so many types. Algorithms, containers is one among them. In containers, there are again so many types. In that, the first one is sequence containers. Okay. So, let us see what is sequence containers. Sequence containers store the data in linear manner. Sequence containers store the data in linear manner. Okay. So, again they are also used to implement container adapters, anyhow we will see that later, but sequence containers, there are 5 types. Okay. First one is arrays, vectors, DQ, list and forward list. Okay. Since assuming that you already studied data structures easily, so data structures already before, so you can understand these things easily. Arrays you already know, array in programming in C, C++, you know about this array concept, it is same as that here using STL. But using STL, what is the difference? We will explore that. Next, vector, right? Here arrays is a static, this is for static memory allocation. Okay. It is static array, means the size cannot change, whereas vector is a dynamic sized array, you can resize it whenever you want. Okay. So, both are same, both are like arrays only. This array template class, this array container, it is static in size, whereas vector it is dynamic in size, meaning you can increase or decrease the size whenever you want. Next you have DQ, next we have DEQEE, QUE, double ended queue. Okay. It is same as our double ended queue in data structures. So, I think you remember in queue data structure we studied about double ended queue. Okay. What is double ended queue? Insertion deletion can happen at both ends in a double ended queue, right. Then list. So, list here means double linked list. All those operations of double linked list can be done using this list class. Okay. Then forward list means this is single linked list, it is single linked list implementation. So, in sequence containers there are 5, that is arrays, vector, DQ, list and forward list. Array is same as your normal array in programming, vector is a dynamic sized array, this is static, this is dynamic in size. DEQ, DQ is double ended queue, list is your double linked list, forward list is your single linked list. Okay. So, we will try to explore about arrays. So, in STL of C++, we are having containers. In container there are different types, in that the first one is sequence containers, in that the first one is array container. Okay. The first one is array container. Let us try to see what is this array container. So, the array is a collection of homogeneous objects, and this array container is defined for constant size arrays. It is same as your int a of 5 static arrays, right. So, this container wraps around fixed size arrays, and information is of its size are not lost when declared to a pointer, right. And we have to use the header file array, hash include array header file you have to use, because we are using array class. Okay. What is the syntax of this? The keyword array, the object type, the array size and the array name. See the example here, if you want to create, see in programming of C and C++, if I want to create array of size 5, we give like this, int a of 5. Same thing if I do it using STL, we have to give like this, array of int comma 5 and some variable name a. These both statements are same. This is normal declaration, this is STL declaration, standard template library declaration. Array, the keyword array, then the less than greater than symbol, in that you have to write the data type, the number of elements and a variable name, both are same, right. But for this you have to include a header file, hash include array. Okay, right. So, now what is the difference between these two? What is the difference between these two? This declaration and this declaration. Why do we have to use this? See, one important difference of this array class is when you are passing array as an argument to function. When you are passing array as an argument to a function, what we do generally, if you are calling a function fun, you give the name of the, we generally give the starting address of the array, that is the name of the array, and we also send the size of the array like this. When you are passing array as an argument, we give function arr comma n. We have to pass the size also, because since we are sending the address, that called function, the function body does not know how many elements are there in this address. For that we have to pass the argument, two arguments, array and its number of elements for this declaration. Whereas when you declare array as a STL class, okay, you need not pass this n, that is automatically calculated. It has that inbuilt value 5. That is the one difference in between these two. Okay. So, array classes know its own size, whereas C language style arrays lack this property. So, when passing to functions, we do not need to pass the size of the array for this STL. See the syntax of declaring that. See the second example, array int 5 a2 equal to in flower bracket 1 2 3 4 5. This way you can declare an array, STL array, using a header file. This you can assign values like this, or else you can give array int 5 a1. See this style here. Another style is array in bracket int comma number of elements 5 and the variable name a1. Either you can put equal to and put the elements like this in flower brackets, or you have to put double flower brackets 1 2 3 4 5 like this. Without equal to symbol, you can give it like this also. Both will create an array A1 of size 5 with elements this. Both will do the same task. Okay. So, array class is one containers in C++. We have to include the header file array. The syntax is the keyword array, the data type of that array elements, the number of elements you want, and a variable name, right. Like this you can declare an array using STL. Let us try to see some operations on this array container, right. Since I said if you do int a of 5, when you declare array like this is called C style, C language style of declaring arrays. Okay. When you define like this, if you want to know a certain element at index 2 at index 3, what we do? We use this square brackets, right. You can use a of I to print a certain value, or you can even give numbers like this. So, we are using subscription here, right. We give like this subscript. So, you give number I, you give here 2, 3, anything you give, it gives the value in this style of getting the elements, right. Same thing can be used here also for this vector. When you are defining a vector like this, you see example here, array, I am giving a character array of 3 elements and the variable name is arr equal to, I am giving values a, b and c like this. It means this is same as creating a character array, char arr of 3 is equal to like this. It is same as that. Okay. Now, how do you access the elements? You can directly access like you do for normal arrays. You can give arr of 0, arr of 2, means it will give capital A and C as the output. Okay. Why? Because I am trying to access arr of 0. So, even if you define this as a container class, still you can print the array values like this, arr of 0, arr of 2. Let us see the next operation on the array container. Next, front and back. Okay. So, these methods are used to access the first element and the last element of the array directly. See here, I gave an array arr. See, I am always including the header file array. You have to always include the header file array. Arr, array of int comma 3 elements in that. I am creating a variable a1 equal to, see, though I have given it as integer, but I have assigned here character values. I have assigned here character values like this. It means it is creating an array with 3 values 0, 1, 2, right. So, when you give arr dot front, since you said it is an integer array and you are assigning characters, what will be stored here? ASCII value of these characters will be stored in this array A1. Why? See, this is integer array, you are declaring here an integer, but you are assigning values as character. Therefore, it will do typecasting and it will convert these characters into integers. So, A means capital A means 65, B means 98, small b, capital C means 67. Okay, like this array elements will be stored. You see, I am giving arr dot front. What is there in the front part? That is 65. Arr dot back, that is 67, will be the output here, right. So, if you want to get the characters, you change this to char. You change this to char. So, this is a character array with 3 characters A, B, C. So, that array name dot front. Array name dot front means it will give the first element. Arr dot back means it will give the last element. Okay. So, these two are functions. First one is the subscript one, the indexing which we use. Next one is front and back functions in array container. Third one, swap function. Okay. So, that is what in normal declaration of arrays without this array class, if you declare like this, implementing all those operations is challenging, but here it is very easy because it is giving with the help of the functions. So, swap function, this function used to swap the content of 2 arrays. I want to swap the contents of 2 arrays. See here, I am having array int 3 arr abc. Okay. Same array int 3 arr 1 eeb. Though I have given integer, please be cautious here. I am giving it as integer, but I am assigning the character values here. So, ASCII values are stored in that arrays. Now, what is the syntax of swapping? That array name first array dot swap of arr1, meaning a1 dot swap of a2, means whatever content is there in a1, you swap it with a2. Okay, you swap it with a2. So, swapping, you know, right, a to b, b to a. So, the content of this arr1 is copied into arr. Okay. So, when you say here after swapping, okay, after swapping, now what will, because of this statement, what will happen? This arr content also becomes EEB. It also becomes EEB. Okay. So, for easy understanding, let us put this as character only, both of them. So, arr dot front means E, arr dot back means B. Okay. That is what is about swap function. It is used for swapping the content of 2 arrays. Next function, empty. It is used to check whether a array, STL array is empty or not. That is it. It is used to check whether the STL array is empty or not. Syntax is the array name dot empty, array variable name dot empty. So, it will give true or false. That is why we are using a variable bool. We have a bool data type in C++, x equal to array dot empty. So, if this is really empty, it will give false, otherwise it will give true. Okay. If it is empty, it will give true, otherwise false. So, in this case, what will happen? Bool x value, what will be x value? X value becomes 0, because x value becomes 0 because it is not empty, arr is not empty. There are certain elements in that. Next, see out bool alpha of x. What is this bool alpha? It is a keyword we have to use if you are converting that boolean value into alphabetical value. See, what is x here in this case? X contains 0. Why? Array arr is not empty, it has some elements. Therefore, arr is not empty, it contains some elements. Okay. So, that x I want to print true or false. For that, you have to use the keyword bool alpha. Bool alpha if you use, okay, and if you give the x value, if x contains 0, it will print the value false like this. If x contains 1, it will print the value true like this. So, this output will be false, FALSE like this. Why false like this? Because the elements, right, here the array arr is not empty. Okay. Next, at function. At function, right? If you want to access a certain element, if you want to access an element at a given location, you have to use at function. So, if you are creating an array, integer array like this, array int comma 3 a1 equal to 1 2 3. If you give like this, the variable array variable name is a1, you write a1 dot at of 2, it will give the answer as 3, because at index 2 what is the value? 3, that is given as the answer, a1 dot at of 2. Okay. If you give a1 dot at of 4, do we have this index 4 here? Do we have this index 4? No. So, it will throw an exception. It will throw an exception in this case. So, at function is used to access the element stored at a specific location. To access the element stored at a specific location, we have to use at function. Next, fill function. Okay. I am creating an array here. Say this fill function, array int comma 5 a1. Okay. I create, this is creating an array with 5 elements. Now, I want to fill all the elements with same value. I want to fill all the elements with same value. How to do that? Using fill function. Take this array variable name a1 dot fill of 0. Just one command you write, 5 elements in the array, all will become zeros. All the 5 elements in that array will be assigned with the zeros, like this. Okay. This is about fill function in array container. Next, size, max size and size of, two functions here, size function and size of function. Okay. So, size function gets the maximum number of indexes in the array. So, this will tell you how many elements are there, how many elements in the array, whereas size of will tell you how much memory is allocated, how much memory is allocated. I hope you have studied this size of in programming. Size of is an operator there which will help us to find out the memory number, how much amount of memory is allocated for a variable, we use size of. So, there are two functions here, size and size of. So, size will tell you, size will use to get the maximum number of indexes in the array, whereas size of will tell the total size of the array in bytes. Okay. So, in this example here, I have created an array with size 10, array int 10 comma arr. When I say arr dot size, it will give me 10. When I say max size, so size or max size both are same. Okay. Size or max underscore size both are same. So, this will also give me 10. Then size of arr means it will give, if I assume size of integer is 4 bytes, then this will be 40 bytes as the answer. Size and size of operators, right. And the last one is get function. Okay. Same like your at function, you also can use get function. Okay. There is one function get. What is the use of at function? Given a index location, it will tell you what is the element at this location. Get function also does something, but it is not directly applicable on array. It is overloaded on tuple class. So, there is something called tuple also in C++, one of the containers. So, in this tuple class, it has this get function. So, we can even use it for arrays also like this. So, suppose see this example, I am having array int 6 AR equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6. I have declared an array using STL. Now, if you want to get an element, get 0 from array AR, get 0th element from this array AR, it is same as your AR dot at of 0. Okay. Same way, if you want to get the first element, you have to give like this of AR. This will also get you AR dot at of 1. Okay. So, at and get functions are same. Get is directly applicable for tuples, whereas at function is applicable for arrays, right. So, if we quickly summarize these functions what we have used on array container, first one is indexing, which we use to get the element, front and back to get the first and the last element of the array, swap function to swap the contents of two different arrays, empty function to check whether a given STL array is empty or not. At function, given an index, it will tell you whether what is the element at that index. Same way fill, If you want to fill an empty array with same values, you can use the fill function. Then we have size and size of. Size will tell you number of elements in the array, size of will tell you how much memory is allocated for that variable. Next, get function. Get function is same as your at function. Get is applicable for tuple, but still you can use it for arrays also. But the syntax of get is get the index location and the name of the array. This if you give, it will give the element a of 0 element, right. So, this is about the array container. This is one among those 5 containers what we have in sequence containers. That is why in STL one part is container, in container one type is sequence containers, in that the first one is arrays. Okay. So, what are other things we have? We have vector, dequeue, list and forward list, right.